The board met in a couple of meetings and came up with a consensus draft that was submitted to the Wildlife Commission today. And we are asking our board members to submit endorsements to that. I know it came up here. I apologize again. I was not available, but with the Commission's indulgence, I'd like to read that to you so it may provide you all some additional information, and I'll answer any questions that may come to the board.
Be fine, sir.
Very good. To the Tennessee Wildlife Commission from Campbell Outdoor Recreation Association, titled Comments on the Proposed Fee Structure for ATV OHV Usage Fees on the North Cumberland Wildlife Management Area. The Campbell Outdoor Recreation Association appreciates this opportunity to provide comments on the proposed access fee structure for the North Cumberland Wildlife Management Area. We have followed this issue closely for the past several years as ridership has increased, resulting in the need for greater trail maintenance, rider education, enforcement, and engagement. We support the establishment of a separate fee structure that will provide accurate information and data regarding ridership and allocation of funds to help address these issues. The North Cumberland Wildlife Management Area is unique in Tennessee because of its multi-use history, the number of visitors, and its large size. From our perspective, these factors make this management area a crown jewel for the agency to feature wildlife management and meeting the needs of diverse users. Further, OHV trail riding is a significant economic driver for this county and surrounding area beyond what any of us imagined in the past, adding to the unique situation requiring special usage fees. The proposed fee structure will affect both resident riders, visitors, as well as local businesses and the state that have grown to meet the needs of the visitors that are attracted to North Cumberland. Accordingly, our specific comments address our views on the proposed fee structure as well as additional suggestions we believe the Commission should consider that would benefit the agency and the North Cumberland Wildlife Management Area. Subject 1, proposed fee structure. Excuse me. We applaud the proposed fee structure because it is straightforward and easy to understand. TWRA has invested considerable thought in its development and incorporated comments and input from stakeholders. Further, we appreciate the agency commissioning a survey that developed an estimate of the number and types of users on North Cumberland as a basis for the development of the proposed fee structure. While we may question some of the details of the survey results, it does provide a common basis for discussion that is helpful. We suggest adding a category for a 7-day permit for both residents and non-residents. There is an increase of week-long visitors that want to enjoy the wildlife management area. This is an opportunity to increase revenue from permit usage. We also suggest adding a juvenile, 13 and under, category to the fee structure. This will encourage youth riding on smaller machines, support family access, and benefit TWRA in encouraging and educating the next generation of riders, hunters, and outdoor enthusiasts. We suggest that the current lifetime sportsman license holders be grandfathered into not needing a permit, and that future sportsman license requirements specify the need for obtaining a permit separately. This benefits TWRA in maintaining clarity in their prior commitment to lifetime license holders. We recommend reducing the proposed daily and annual fees for residents and non-residents as the proposed fee structure is enacted for the following reasons. 1, the rates currently proposed are a significant increase from the current rates and would cause significant resistance from both residents and non-residents. 2, the fee rates proposed will drive riders away from using the wildlife management trails and reduce the amount of revenue raised, which will limit the funds available for trail maintenance and improvement. And then I included a chart of our suggested rates by category. Daily for residents, $20, non-residents, $50. 7-day, resident, $75, non-resident, $125. Annual, resident, $100. non-resident $250. And then we recommended no change to guide licenses unless you want me to include that for the record. We also supported the Sportsman's OHV supplement of $40 per year. Getting back to the additional points. We suggest these rates be in place for 2 years to ensure that TWRA can develop reliable information regarding the number and types of permits purchased, and then develop a realistic operating budget for maintenance and management of the trails. We realize that TWRA will need at least one full cycle to have realistic revenue data that can guide the program, and at least another full cycle to demonstrate progress on trail improvements. We also suggest that TWRA and the Commission consider enacting incremental reviews and adjustments to the fee structure after this 2-year pilot period that can use this information as a baseline for budgeting and adjustment to meet the needs of the North Cumberland Wildlife Management Area. Additional comments and suggestions. We believe that TWRA should continue to receive and use the TDAC Trail Maintenance Grant fundings for trails on the Wildlife Management Area. TDAC being Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation. This $400,000 annual grant provides funds for needed trail maintenance and fosters collaboration and transparency with TDAC on trail maintenance and water quality. This encourages cooperation of both agencies in critical areas that will affect the operation of the Wildlife Management Area. We strongly suggest that the North Cumberland Wildlife Management Area produce and publish an annual plan and report that details the plan's improvements and activities to be performed with the funds raised by these fees. It should also detail what activities were accomplished. This will benefit TWRA in enhancing its reputation for stewardship and management of North Cumberland both locally and nationally. Simply tell us what you're going to do and tell us what you did. We also suggest that TWRA consider allocating a small percentage of the funds raised to be focused on rider education. This wildlife management area is insanely popular and in some ways suffers from that popularity. An effort to consistently educate ethical riding, respect for the land, and the responsibility of the riders for this resource and each other is needed. In closing, CORA is invested in the North Cumberland Wildlife Management Area, going back to our partnering with the agency in acquiring this land and working toward the common goal of acquiring and preserving the resource. That partnership is valuable to each of our board members. Again, we appreciate the Commission's consideration of our comments, and we will make ourselves available for discussion at any time should you believe it important. And then I included who to call if they need to. Are there any questions I can answer? Yes, sir.
Can I have that right there to
yes, sir.
Put it to our reference?
With pleasure.
Any comments?
I will say that CORA's did a great job in the way they've outlined everything, even the educational part, because I think they've kind of missed the boat over the years, the educating the riders. That's kind of fell to the wayside. But I appreciate Bill and CORA what you has done. I mean, there's going to be an increase, and you know, we've actually passed something ourselves, and we don't know where it's going to go. Have you got any input from where you've sent it in yet? Have you talked to anybody up front?
I have not. It gets submitted. You go to their website for the Commission. They have a form where you can include comments, and then it's distributed to all of the commissioners as they evaluate each proposal. This particular fee restructuring is within a larger package of fee increases, including registration for boats and watercraft, as well as increased licensing fees. So it's a component of that. So when you go to that form, it will ask a lot of questions about that, and this really falls under other. But it's important to us.
I applaud you. You just did a great job setting this up. And I've kept up with it the last couple of years, and some other commissioners has also. it's not just gonna hurt our residents, it's gonna hurt people coming in if it stays at this fee that TWRA's proposed. But it's actually gonna kill us on our hotel motel tax. We're gonna lose a lot of revenue. And as commissioners, we've got to look at that.
Absolutely.
So keep our revenue streams flowing without having to divert to another source. And we don't want to divert to another source. But hopefully somebody, if you can, Bill, if you hear anything back, any comments back from the board or from the director, give me a holler.
I will.
Appreciate it.
I know the director, that Director Maximon has seen our recommendations. We have worked hard over the last several years to create a collaborative relationship with TWRA. It's very open. We don't agree on everything. We know we're not going to, but together we've accomplished a lot in the last 5 years, and the benefit is in front of us. We've got a lot to go. I mean, if you go back to the minutes of CORA, over the past 15 years, back when Lee Asbury was still with us, he was referring to, we never imagined there would be this much riding on the WMA, and it's still there. And now it's become an economic hub for us.
Hey, we never imagined when I first came on commission, I think they enacted the previous year, and they was looking at the hotel motel tax bringing in $17,000 a year. I think I seen Richard here earlier, I think we're at 1.6 million a year. I think the majority of that is actually being funded through different ends of the county financial streams. But there's going to be, people don't understand, local people, I'm sure they're not wanting any increase, and the people that's coming in don't want any increase, the people that's visiting, but it's probably going to happen. You know, I think last year they kind of put it off, didn't they, Bill? They kind of held back. They did some changes, which I like the changes. Instead of being one person, they're doing vehicle again. So that's a good mix.
The previous proposal that was put forward got a lot of pushback, and it certainly came from CORA because you just couldn't tell where it was coming nor where it was going. This one, I have to applaud them. It is, you know, it's out front and straightforward. We can disagree on the numbers, which obviously we are in suggesting a significant decrease in that and then incrementally revisiting it. You know, I personally think they tend to get in trouble with trying to make their changes every 10 or 12 years instead of doing it incrementally. But that's not my decision, and I certainly don't want to speak for the agency.
Yeah, and actually the questions are proposing to give them 2 years to look at what the revenue stream is bringing in before they increment any more changes. Because it could bring in, you know, good money. There's a fine mix there. If you run them off from coming in from out of state, and, you know, you can end up in a hole real quick. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. So I think it's kind of a good mix there. But asking for that in 2 years to have that and giving it back to CORA and the county commission, because it's a big part of our county. And there's been a lot of people, you was talking about Judge Asbury, there's been a lot of people over the years that's tried to help build TWRA in Campbell County for people to have outdoor recreation. And a lot of people, it's not their cup of tea, but it is mine. And I appreciate Bill.
Yeah, well, as everyone on the county commission knows, it takes time for a budget cycle to go through to see where you are and then figure out what you can do with it. We're just making that same suggestion then, sir.
2 years, I understand. Any other questions for Bill? Bill, thank you for coming.
Thank you for your indulgence.